Hello and welcome to ICM's midday session. So on the day we are waiting for the outcome of the GMMC OPEC plus. GMMC is the Joint Ministerial Monitoring Committee, which usually just assesses the market, the current market situation and how the current decisions that already oil producers took earlier are affecting the market, and based on this they can just decide on a certain plan that later on in the top meeting they will be deciding whether, for example, they cut additional output or they just sustain the current plan. So these are pre-meeting preparations where the GMMC can provide a certain guideline on the future decision. So what's likely in the market is that OPEC, or top oil producers, OPEC and its allies, they are considering to extend the current output cuts beyond December. So on December 31st, they should unwind some of the cuts. So instead of almost 8 million barrels cuts, they will be around 6 million, 5.7. So this is just not gonna is expected to not happen in late December, and just continue with the current output cuts for at least 3 to 6 months in order for the market to stabilize further. So oil producers would be in a better situation. So we're just waiting on this. Mainly the market was a bit optimistic last week due to some reports stating that oil producers are considering this extension. So we have already a bit of optimism or an upside rally that was taking place in oil markets. And also this was supported by the vaccine headlines. On the other hand, also top central bankers, they would be speaking today. Christine Lagarde, the head of the European Central Bank, Andrew Bailey, governor of Bank of England, and Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. So any headlines or any comments over the future path of monetary policy, this could definitely impact the market. So these are among the key events that we're waiting for. Also, the retail sales figures for October from the United States will be out ahead of the US session. So now moving to the charts to assess the latest price action. So on the euro dollar, we're going to be using the 15 minutes chart. We're just going to be pointing the patterns that are taking place. So if you just draw this channel on the euro dollar, you can see that the market is trading inside this channel for a while now, and we're just awaiting how the price will react, whether we can just rise further towards the top of the channel, which is also coinciding with the previous resistance zone of almost 119, or else we're going to have some rejection where any breakback below the trend line, that's the bottom line of the channel, could be initiation or a signal for further bearishness on the pair. So let's highlight the key levels. So along with the top side of the channel, you can just highlight the previous tops near 118.95 and 119.20. These are key levels, key resistance levels, while a pivot level remains the support zone that we were witnessing a while ago near almost 1865, and further drops back below 1865, which is a bit close from here, could lead to further bearishness and the back towards the previous support area of 1.1840, and then towards lower price of almost 1.1815. So this is the pattern that we're currently trading at. We're trading inside this channel. It's very clear the channel, it's legit. We have a couple of points on the sides of the channel, so making it a bit valid for traders to watch out on the euro performance. The British pound against the United States dollar, that's also we have this trend line where we found support earlier on this trend line exactly. So you can see if you just drew earlier the trend line combining the previous bottoms, we have the support exactly at this point near almost 31.95, and then the market bounced, which is today's low. So here it was a key reversal point on this level. Now we're just aiming for any kind of resistance near the previous support zone here, which could turn into resistance near almost 32.50, 32.75. So this area here could be a resistance area ahead of the previous high of almost 32.10. We're getting some optimism over the pound because of some reports stating that there could be a trade deal between the United Kingdom and the European Union in the coming weeks. So this is just adding to some bullishness on the pair. Also, you can draw just these previous tops to see that we're currently trading near this trend line combining the recent two tops. So these are the key levels if you are trading a bullish scenario on the British pound, while any drop back below the previous support area near almost 132.30, which was key resistance here. So we can see it was capping any move to the upside for a while now. So any drop back below 32.30 could add some bearishness, and this could continue with the break back below the trend line, which could lead to a bigger correction and a drop back towards 31.60 and 31.10. Also, what you can draw for some targets, you can just draw the parallel line to the trend line that we drew already and form this channel, and also watch out for any touch near the upper line of this channel. So this is for the pound against the dollar. The dollar against the Japanese yen, we're also forming a channel, so you can just check it out by pointing the previous tops and bottoms. We can see that the market is trading inside a certain channel, so watch out how this will come and play here, since also it's coinciding between like we're having some support near the 50 and 61.8 retracement Fibonacci. So we had a clear support at the 50%, so watch out how this will come play, since it's coinciding with the bottom line of the channel. So this is just a key area for the dollar against the Japanese yen. 104.20, almost ahead of the 104 key level that we highlighted earlier. While on a bullish scenario, you need to definitely clear back above 104.55 almost, in order to have some further upside rally towards 105.10, which was also the last rejection before going lower. So these are the key levels for the dollar against the Japanese yen. The dollar against the Swiss franc, it's almost having similar formation for as the dollar yen, but it's not a clear of a channel, so that's why I'm not drawing this channel, but it's not exact, but same formation. We're having lower lows, so if you can just compare here, we're having lower highs and lower lows. It's just that the dollar against the Swiss franc is still holding here, while the dollar against the Japanese yen was a bit leading in this move. So what you can do, you can just draw this trend line combining the previous tops and just highlight the previous bottoms, and just highlight the previous tops and trade any breakout out of this zone. Also, in order to have some more clears, you can just add the Fibonacci levels. So see how the 50% is also coinciding with the trend line that's combining the previous bottoms. So watch out for any break back below it, since it could lead to further deterioration towards this area between the 61.8 and 76.4. While any move back higher above the 23.6, which also breaks above this trend line, could lead to another move higher. So this is for the dollar against the Swiss franc. The Australian dollar against the United States dollar. So we had earlier, we had this channel that we were trading at. So we had this clear channel, and then the market traded above it, and then we had this retracement forming another channel that we are currently trading at. So you can see that the market was moving sideways in a channel for the past week. So watch out how this will come in place. Since also this is coinciding, I'm just going to remove this and go to a bigger time frame. So this is just coinciding again with the previous top. So any move back above 73.40, which is a key resistance, and the market moved lower when touched it the first time, we could be heading towards 74.15 on a more bullish scenario. While any break back below the trend line combining these bottoms, so you can see how this trend line is also legit, since it's just combining the previous bottoms. So any break back below this trend line could add to a bearish view, and maybe we could be back towards 72.50 and have a sideways trading between 72 and 73.50 again. So this is for the Australian dollar against the United States dollar. The New Zealand dollar against the United States dollar. So if we just draw the tops and bottoms formed in the past couple of days, you can see that we're trading sideways inside the previous rally. We're trading almost sideways. You can just draw this channel to guide you. These stops are just closing to the previous resistance area that we highlighted. There was a key resistance back in late 2018, early 2019. So watch out for any reversal again here or any failure. While this also continues to be a key trend line, if you can just draw this trend line to just make sure that we're following on higher lows, since if we just form a new lower high, this could mean that the current momentum is just fading, and maybe we could be poised to a retest to the bottom bound of this range. Moving to the dollar against the Canadian dollar. So yesterday we were talking about this channel and the rejection to the channel, and then the market continued to the downside. You can see that the market was strong with its movement down, but now we're trading sideways inside this smaller range. So if we just go to the 15-minute chart, you can just highlight this area here. That's a key almost near 130.61, while also on an upside resistance could be expected near almost 130.120. So we could be trading inside this range until we have clearer drivers which could press the market either higher back again towards the previous stop near 31.70, or towards additional lows back towards 29.85, or even lower towards 29.20. So this is just watch out for the Canadian dollar, since any headlines that can impact oil could affect this pair. Moving to gold, following yesterday's headline from Moderna, we had this drop, but this is not something that we didn't see for technical analysis, since it's almost this channel that we are trading at. So we're trading back exactly at the bottom of this channel, or if you want to call it a trend line, we can just draw a trend line between the two previous bottoms, and this was the reversal point where the market moved higher. We just want to move closer towards the chart. You can just also draw this stop where we got our reversal today, and the market moved lower back from the 1893 back towards 1886. So this is almost $7. What you can highlight is just this support area that was holding since yesterday, 1884. So you can see here, this is our retracement. Then this is the regular move following the headline, and now we're back into normal trading with resistance area here. So watch out for any break back above this falling trend line, which could lead to a bigger extension or a clearance above 1900, while any drop back below 1884 could lead towards a drop near 1873 and even lower. Also, just want to highlight how also Fibonacci retracement was valid for this move. So we dropped exactly towards the 78.6. So this 76.4, 78.6 is a bit lower. So it dropped exactly there. So the Fibonacci ratio and the trend line or the channel, they coincided. We had a confluence, and this led to this current market move. Moving to silver, also same formation. So if you just draw this channel here, exactly the market following the headline dropped towards the channel, and we found a reversal from this top back higher. So now we're trading inside the certain range, or a very tight range between almost the previous resistance, almost near 2480 and 2440, where any break back below. So you can see here this support area, it was a resistance previously, and this resistance area was also resistance previously here. So any break back above 2480 could lead to a retest to the upper side of the channel 2530, but some minor resistance near the previous top, while any drop back below this trend line and below 2440 could lead towards further losses and a drop back towards the 24 level. The Dow Jones, we had this while I was preparing, we had a nice triangle forming, and unfortunately we didn't the market did break back below it. So following the Moderna headline, we had this rally towards the previous stop. You can see it's exactly equal almost. So and we had this consolidation form inside this channel. So since we had this break here back lower, watch out for any reversal here, since a reversal could mean that this formation is not valid, though you can just see how many times there was a rebound from this trend line. So in order to be on the safer side, you can just draw the support area near almost 26,650, and any break back above the trend line, the falling trend line, could lead to further appreciation and a rise back towards a retest of almost 30,100. So these are the key levels if you are trading the Dow Jones. Also, you can highlight the previous bottom of almost near 29,278. It was previous resistance and now could be turned into a support. So these are the key levels for the Dow Jones. WTI, it's a bit in a cautious mode as investors are awaiting more clarity on the OPEC plus GMMC. So a key resistance is almost near 42.30, where we got the rejection yesterday. We highlighted this during the session, and the market moved exactly lower from the previous resistance. So this is just key for oil again. Any break back above it could lead to a retest towards 43.24, while a failure here and the further bearishness and a drop, you can see this level how crucial it is. It was resistance previously 1-2 times, and then a support, and then resistance, and then support for 2 times. So watch out for any serious break with a good volume back below 41.30, because it could trigger further bearishness and a drop towards this area, or just towards the trend line, combining these two bottoms here. So we could be expecting a drop towards 40.55. So this is all for today's session. I would just like to remind you that all the information, news, analysis, and opinions mentioned in this live session are only for educational purposes and shouldn't be taken as a signal whether to buy or to sell any financial instrument, and ICM doesn't provide any investment advice. This is all for today. Have safe trading. Thank you.